So it is important for us to also consider growth and development in a career, and that must occasion transfers so that you can gain experience. If we left merit to manage transfers in various professions, probably we might do the right thing. Child upbringing on our speaker requires both parents, in most cases when the parents are there. And that is therefore, besides, of course, being able to work, we also need to bring up reliable and dependable future generations. And that is why parenting is an issue in this country, and it is important where it is in place to be protected or to be given the attention that it requires. On one hand, a certain law basically allows for paternity leave. Goes to an extent of even saying, okay, when you have a child born in a family, there is need for even the man to be there. But honestly, if you look at it critically, yes, indeed, the man will be able to assist, but the child will not feel it. The child will not know. I want to allude to the fact that when it is critical for both parents to be there, in most cases, they are not there. And if you look at what has been happening in this country, we promoted the girl child against the boy child. And right now we are seeing the results. Today, we have more learned girls than boys. We have more forthright and outgoing girls than boys. We have more powerful girls than boys. And because we are a patrilineal society, it's always a fact that it is a man who will propose to marry a woman. I'm also making this assumption deliberately, knowing that some of us do not believe in that. But, Honourable Speaker, that is a norm that has been happening, unless we belong to an otherwise society, which is not true. So my point is that there is a certain age which is extremely important in shaping the life of a boy or a girl into a man or a woman of the future. And this is the age between around 3 years when people start understanding their surrounding to around 13 years when they start fitting into dependency in the teenage. Those 10 years are critical in the life of a child, and whatever a child is properly taught around that age, they never forget. Whether you take them to church, they will keep on going to church forever. If you keep them away from church and if you keep them away from even associating, there will be loners and there will be people who will live their life. So the life-shaping age is around that much. Again, I may not talk from very reliable and verifiable research, but this is what I've noted and known as we live this life. So it is important for us to consider having both parents if it is possible. So I agree with the 5-year rule when it comes to Teacher Service Commission. In other professions, I think it is 3 years or 5 years. I don't know whether it is in law. I stand corrected if it is in law, but I think that makes sense. So early stages in life, my proposal is this, Honourable Speaker, because you should come up with solutions. Let's not just say transfer should not happen or transfer should be managed, but we should also be able to propose certain solutions. One of them, the early stages in life, in a profession, and when people are looking outward looking, and they are young and they're energetic and open-minded, I think transfer is not an issue. Wherever a young person is placed, they are okay. But when they start forming families or making up families, it becomes important, and early childhood is important when it comes to developing the life of the children. And therefore, that time transfer should be managed, listening very carefully to the family unit to try and get to know exactly whether it is genuine or whether it is not genuine. When it comes to midlife, I have in mind when probably people have grown in professions, they have reached the management levels, and they are now competing to merit better positions. I think at this particular point in time, again, flexibility can come in. And it is possible to manage this age-wise also. Flexibility in the sense that we need now people to be more opened up to more challenging situations. We need people to take up bigger roles. We need people to also understand peculiarities of various surroundings that they find themselves or environments that they find themselves in. Therefore, we should open that particular flexibility. At old age, on our speaker, I think again we need to listen very carefully to the family unit